Well, congratulations. This is an incredible looking car. Can you explain to me, first of all, exactly what the connection is with the Avatar? Is it inspired by the films?
Yes, definitely. We were watching the movie quite in the beginning from the process, and right then starting sketching and seeing the shapes first of the movies, and also trying to pull out the core values which the movie transfers, like sustainability, in harmony with nature, also bring it in harmony with our brand philosophy to have the best of two worlds, basically.
So this notion of humans and machines merging, that's very much what we see with the AVTR, isn't that right?
Yes, it's a human-machine merge, and it's not just the normal car anymore. It's a living object that interacts with you. The rhythm of your pulse will be shown in the car, and you will feel the car is alive. So working really close to the interior designer and user experience designer, we created an inside-out holistic sculpture.
So it's sort of self-aware. That's amazing. You are standing beside the craziest wheels I think I've ever seen in any car. The sort of lights were inspired by the wind sprites in the film, is that right?
Right, yeah, exactly. The wood sprite was kind of like the most striking and iconic thing to me. It is about the round shape, which is friendly, and it's about the movement, which is really fluent, and the interaction with the characters. By having the spherical shape from far, you already see, okay, it's really stunning round proportion and might be soft. And that's also the thought behind, because you can drive around on different terrain without harming the environment. It's really nice to look at. It's almost hypnotic. The core is more a stable core, it's more metal, and outside is the rubber. We had to prototype a totally different tire concept. It's a paradigm shift. You don't see it, that's the rim, that's the tire. It looks more like a grown sculpture.
Oh, that's fascinating. The side of the car, how do we get in and out of it?
The doors, they open like a typical Mercedes gull wing. If looking at the Banshee Dragon from the movie, it's quite similar gesture, because the wing movement and the car is basically transferring that.
The other area that's incredibly fascinating on the AVTR is at the rear. So what do these do?
Yeah, here on the back of the car, 33 flaps, and the main function is the communicative aspect. So approaching the car, you already see like, whoa, something's happening. Like the car has its own life, let's say. And then you step into the car and you drive it. You're driving more aggressively, you accelerate. It can move towards the direction. And that's also the show your intention as a driver from the inside to the outside.
Come to the interior of the AVTR. The seats were inspired by the sleeve hammocks in the film AVTR. This loop connects the interior perfectly. It grows up, it becomes the headrest of the front seat, then it's going downwards again and becomes the center console, and the center is growing over the dash into the A-pillars and then again to the open line. This is just a symbolic for this connection between exterior design, interior design and the UI/UX system.
Okay, so the idea of human and the machine merging, how does that actually work?
The control button, we just call it merge controller, is located in the center. So everything is absolutely symmetrical. I just lay my head down on the center console. Now I'm connected with the car. The heartbeat of the car is just now synchronizing with my heartbeat. Now I'm able to steer the car. It's not steering in a normal way, it's more or less conducting. Yeah, like riding on a horse. The horse is just riding by himself, but I could give him a hint into one direction. With a normal steering wheel, you could not steer the front and the rear wheels separately. This one allows that, because we could move forwards, backwards, or we could rotate. It's a totally different kind of driving.
Sustainability is obviously a major aspect of this car. What have you got in the AVTR? What are you sitting on?
It's Dynamica. Dynamica is just an artificial leather. It is made of old clothes and recycled PET bottles. So 100% sustainable and vegan, for sure. And this fabric here is made out of recycled PET bottles as well. On the floor, we just work with that kind of rattan. It is called Karun, with using that material because it means that the rainforest should be has to grow up as well. So it's just in balance for that.
I'm struck by the fact that it's 6 meters long. How difficult is it to control the proportions and the form language of a car that is that long?
We started off with simple, basic pen sketches, pen and paper, to see the relationships of the height, the length, the width. And after this stage, a 2D rendering in Photoshop, straight into 3D modeling. But in the end, you can't replace the physical clay model. Nothing can beat also your human senses of seeing it with your own eyes and touching it also.
I'm just trying to think how you would summarize it. I mean, you could summarize it in one word, and that would be harmony. I mean, this is about sustainable transport, sustainable luxury, also a vehicle that interacts with nature completely harmoniously rather than being at odds with it.
It's not about taking advantage of something, of your environment or of other people. It's being responsible also for what you create. And this car shows or gives at least the message that we want to go in that direction.
Congratulations, it's an amazing looking thing.